Hello and welcome to Seagulls Social, a very special episode, a bit of a weird one, but it is the Moises Caicedo transfer special.
Hopefully the last one. Hopefully the last one.
Yeah.
We are fed up with this saga. And just as we were about to record though, Maz,
and tired of
we
it.
were thinking, we're going to talk about, he's joining Liverpool. That's great. We don't want him to go Chelsea. It'll be great. Have the last laugh at Chelsea, Tony Blue Masterclass. And now, literally minutes before, we hear that Moises Caicedo doesn't want to go to Liverpool, according to Fabrizio Romano. Come on.
Ben.
I thought we were going to have an
mate.
end to this saga, and it's just dragging again.
Well, let's for people that have been living under a rock or any Brighton fans that don't really know exactly what's happening, we'll just quickly remind you of where we're at the moment. So, with regards to Moises Caicedo, he is subject of a British transfer record of 111 million
Crazy.
by Liverpool. So I think, is it 100 million plus 10, I believe?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah, plus add-ons. So yeah, it'll be a British record transfer, and I think the third highest ever.
Neymar,
transfer.
Mbappe, and then Caicedo, a Brighton player. That is mental. That is so weird. That is so weird.
But yeah, our first ever £100 million player,
Jesus.
which is mental. Just even saying.
Probably not the last in the next few years.
Yeah, well, exactly. And then so a bid was accepted last night by Brighton from Liverpool for a record transfer. However, since then, and in the last sort of 10-15 minutes, Fabrizio Romano has said that apparently Caicedo only wants Chelsea and he does not want to join Liverpool. So, according to reports, Chelsea will now increase their bid to hit the valuation, which is 100 million plus, and he will become a Chelsea player. It looks like. We don't know for sure. This is all just reports and speculation from Ornstein and Romano, who are obviously well-respected journalists.
We've been here before with Fabrizio, though, haven't we? Last year with the Cucurella deal, and there was a bit of confusion when Cucurella was going to sign for Chelsea. He wasn't going to sign for Chelsea. You've got to kind of believe what Fabrizio says. I personally prefer Ornstein. I think Ornstein is literally the Bible. But I have no reason.
He only tweets when he knows.
Yeah.
Like, if he knows for sure, he'll get the information out. Whereas I think Romano sometimes does tap-ins a lot of the time. He'll just report something a couple of hours later from someone else, and he'll also tweet when he's not 100% sure.
He regurgitates the same information like 5 times a day about Caicedo.
But he is still very well respected.
Yeah, of course.
And he does.
And I don't really
very accurate.
Don't really have a reason to doubt him. Especially this latest tweet about. I think, so it said in the tweet about Moises Caicedo wants to keep his word and join Chelsea. I mean, what's more impressive joining Chelsea than Liverpool right now? Like, Alexis McAllister is at Liverpool, someone that you played alongside unbelievably last season and towards the end of the season prior. So what's dragging you to Chelsea other than money? Is it more wages? Is that what's come out?
Apparently it's been reported that he's offered more wages, got better contract structure. And again, I think
the 9-year contract.
Yeah, the one that they're getting around FFP. I don't know how they keep doing it. But I think this goes down really well, like to my point, which I've sort of drummed on about in the last sort of couple of days. I think his agents have been instrumental in being, like, again, talking about wages, talking about better pay package. Basically, obviously the more money, they'll benefit. Obviously the bigger transfer, the more they'll benefit, the agents themselves, because they'll have like a percentage of that. But at the same time, if they get a better deal for Moises in terms of wages and stuff like that, obviously it reflects well on them, and obviously Caicedo will be happier if it's money that motivates him, obviously. So I think it all stems down just from even the moment that he signed his new contract with us back in January, when obviously Arsenal talk was rife. They signed that new contract, and I think he replaced his old agents around the same time when he signed the new contract.
Yeah. Well,
so the new agents have come in.
It was when, I think so. He got new agents, so it wasn't his mum and dad like running his socials or whatever. Obviously not running social, but you know what I mean. So then he got new agents, and then literally like 2 days later, they done that Instagram post and wrote it for him. Yeah, about saying how he wants to join Arsenal, he wants to leave. Like, thank you for everything, and that was just suspicious in itself. Like, as soon as he leaves, as soon as he joins these new guys, he's trying to force a move out. So you can tell they've got in his ear. And then the funny thing with that is obviously we turned down 70 million for him from Arsenal. Arsenal fans are like, you're never going to get that money from him again, you idiots. Like, accept it now. And now we're accepting the third highest transfer in the world, in history. It's insane. Yeah. Props to Tony Bloom as well, holding his nerve. I know we're quite late into the transfer window now. It's a bit frustrating for us in terms of like replacements, but again, we've got to trust the club to find the perfect replacement, which we will get onto in a bit. But yeah, the fact that we've held out and we've said no to Chelsea countless times about this 80 million value. Now Liverpool have done a little pump fake, maybe. No, the classic. Who was it? Eni Aluko? Maybe she was right. Maybe she was right. Liverpool have put
Chelsea
in a big
working.
bid.
Yeah, Liverpool working with Chelsea.
Exactly. Put a little bid
Secretly.
in. Now it looks like he's off to Chelsea, which is frustrating. I'd rather he go Liverpool though.
Well, going back to the point of like the whole social thing, so they posted it on socials about how much the move would mean to him and his family. Do you remember there was like that big meme going around about him feeding his family of 14 or whatever it is through that, and then also his agent's been instrumental as well. I personally think from when he wasn't in the squad for the last friendly we had, and he wasn't in the squad, and he's apparently been refusing to go training. Like it just doesn't reflect. It doesn't reflect well on him. And if it's not him making these decisions, then why is he listening to the agent? Why is he making himself get a bad profile before he's even joining the next club? Like imagine the manager seeing that. Of course, he's an extremely talented player, and of course you want him in the team regardless. But it just doesn't do anything for your profile or anything for your rep of like being maybe a problem child or being a problem player. Because why would you want that kind of image? And I think his agents have been huge.
I'd like to think it's these agents that have manipulated him. Like he's a young guy. Like he barely knew anything about life when he joined Brighton. There was those footage of him leaving the airport like crying with his mum and dad. Obviously happy tears and sad tears. Naive, probably not the wrong word, but he's a player that's only known, or human being that's only known playing football in Ecuador, and that's about it. So then he was introduced to this mad world of football and like the crazy money that we have over in Europe. And so I can't see this being him. I can only see it being his agents, and that's what I kind of want to believe. And to be fair, I probably do believe. I don't think this is him trying to push out a move at all. Oh, you're on mute, mate.
Sorry. He seems like a really good character. And I feel like, it's sort of not him. And again, we don't know him. We're not with him every day. Like, we don't really know his true character. But from what I've seen, he's always smiling. He's happy to be around, like, always taking pictures with fans. He comes across like a good guy. And I just feel like the behaviour that I've seen, like I said, the social posts, the missing matches, missing training, it just doesn't feel like him. And it's feel like the agents are really in his ear saying, look, you got to do this to force a move. And I feel like they've just been instrumental. And final thing on the agents, look, I feel like they've horribly advised him, but ultimately we've got what we wanted out of it. Because the fact they've played both Liverpool and Chelsea, we've ultimately got our valuation. Yeah. We've ultimately got a good deal out of it. So do you know what? In retrospect, they've probably done us a favour. Yeah. And also, maybe not done Caicedo a favour, but done us a favour.
Jurgen Klopp's got pie on his face. Because the comment that he made, I don't know when it was, mate, I think it was 2016 is what I saw the Mirror report.
I think it was when Pogba...
Yeah. It was 2016, and Klopp was saying, when I spend 100 million on a player, I'll quit football. And now Liverpool put a bid in for 110 million for Caicedo. It's just quite funny. But now I think he's come out and like responded to it, saying about how it's because of Saudi, which is why they can do it like Saudi. I think he pointed the blame at Saudi basically. But yeah, Klopp's obviously lost out there and got humble pie on his face, I think, which just makes it funny.
I remember that. That was a big statement from him, and he's actually come out, hasn't he, since and said, look, like it's the way the football's gone, and he sort of admitted that he was wrong in that sense. But yeah, look, also actually on that as well, the whole transfer of people saying, oh, Caicedo's not worth 110 million, he's not worth 100 million. Look, I probably agree with you, to be honest. Like that's an outrageous fee for someone who's only played 1 year of European football or full season under his belt of European football. Sorry, two now technically.
Well, yeah,
in England,
not like Europe,
sorry, in England, yeah. That's it, yeah. So, yeah, fair enough. You could probably argue he's probably not worth that. But with the transfer market the way it is, and you look at the Mudryk deal, you look at the Enzo Fernandez deal, you look at even Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, all players going for in excess of 100 million. Unfortunately, that's just the way the market is. The premium for these DMs now are minimum. You look at Lavia, 50 million. Yeah, a minimum to get a DM now is 50 million upwards. So, unfortunately, that's just the way the market is, and we're taking full advantage of it. And Tony Bloom is the man. He's just unbelievable what he does, and he's just got us another incredible deal. So yeah, big shout out to Tony Broom for, like you said earlier, sticking to his guns and not folding, which a lot of chairmen would do. You look at West Ham at the moment with Paqueta. Like they said, oh yeah, we're not going to sell him, and then as soon as they got offered like 80 million, they're like, yep, see ya. But yeah, so they just don't know. Yeah, we'll get Maguire and McTominay. Don't worry, lads. But yeah, and then talked about replacements earlier, Ben.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some potential ones.
It's an absolute merry-go-round now, isn't it? Because Chelsea looked like they were going to get Lavia and Tyler Adams because of Liverpool hijacking the deal, but now it looks like those two are going to be available now because Chelsea are going to be getting. Yeah. It's mad.
Well, we could do the funniest thing ever, Ben, and we could obviously let Caicedo go for 110, whatever it is, or 100 million, and then we sign Lavia. And then it just messes up the whole plan that everyone had.
The best scenario, Caicedo goes to Liverpool, and then us get Lavia, but I don't think that'll happen.
That's incredible business, by the way. If we sell Caicedo for 100 and we sign Lavia for 50, I think that's incredible business. I think that's so good, like to get a player of his caliber, because I think he's generally going to be a great player. Like maybe not in the realms of Caicedo, but in and around it. Like he showed glimpses last season of how good he can be, and it's clear to see if Liverpool, Chelsea, all the big clubs are touted out for him. He is a very good player, and of course ex-City as well, so he's got the pedigree. So yeah, I personally would love Lavia to come. How realistic it is, I'm doubtful. I think more Tyler Adams maybe is a bit more.
It doesn't excite me, Tyler Adams. I mean, I haven't seen him loads at Leeds, obviously. People quite like him from what I've heard, but yeah, personally, just haven't seen enough of him. And that's just on me, really. So I can't really get excited about it.
He's been injured a bit as well, hasn't he? Which again doesn't fill me confidence. Like we've got players that are quite injury prone as it is, and I don't really know about adding more to that.
Feels like too much of an obvious signing.
Lallana, Welbeck.
We don't do obvious signings, really, do we? So I feel like someone like De Zerbi knows someone in Serie A that he wants. I'm sure.
Well, on that, De Zerbi literally came up with a statement. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, when the whole Caicedo thing was blowing up. Initially, he came out with a statement saying, "I know my replacement. It just depends on what we're dealing with in terms of transfers coming in and out." So he's got that, and whether Brighton have already started talks, let's say a week ago, that could be imminent. As soon as Caicedo's signed, we can announce a transfer signing within a day, and it might be someone no one's even talked about, not even been brought up in conversation.
Which wouldn't surprise me, knowing us, because we do sometimes come out with some absolute random signings, as even other fans of other clubs now recognise that we just sign some random bloke and turns out to be from 4 million to 110 million pounds in the space of 2 years. Talking
of random blokes, Ben, we've apparently, and I've seen this a lot of people have been messaging me about this guy, Oscar Zambrano. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to put my hands up. I don't have a clue. I've never seen him play. However, he's a 19-year-old Ecuadorian, which is very funny because we obviously got Caicedo, who's a DM, Ecuadorian, young. So, it's his cousin, yeah. Oscar Zambrano, 19-year-old DM, plays for the Ecuador under-20s and also plays for LDU Quito in the Serie A Primera Etapa. Don't know how you say that, but the first tier of Ecuadorian football, essentially. DM, played about 30 games last season, contributed 1 goal, but also played in Copa Sudamericana, and also has played in the Libertadores as well, which are obviously 2 big competitions out in South America. So he's clearly a very talented player. If he's playing in those kind of competitions at 19 years of age, and also an Ecuadorian under-20 international, he's clearly got something about him. But again, I'm not going to claim I know much about it. I'm sure you can't either, Ben, with your FIFA experience.
Well, and Football Manager now as well. But
it's
exactly the same scenario as when we were interested in Caicedo. It's like we didn't really know much about him. We only know that he was playing in the Ecuadorian league for, I think it was it Club Libertad we gone from? Oh no, maybe it wasn't.
I think so, yeah.
I know that. Yeah, I'm not sure. That might have been Julian Cisa actually. But yeah, so it's just completely unknown. And then, I mean, this new Ecuadorian guy, if we do sign him, I doubt he's going to be an instant impact. It's just going to be one of those, the classic ones where, similar to Caicedo, went out on loan and then maybe does well over there, then eventually gets his chance. It's not going to be a super impact in our team.
That's actually that's a really good point. I've always been, and I've been pretty clear on Seagulls Social quite a few times, how frustrated I've been at us signing players for the future and not signing for the now. And I think with Tyler Adams, we do get the signing for the now. Do you know like how everyone's talking about Man United and how they should sign Kane for now and have Højlund for the future? Yeah. I feel like that's the kind of signing we need to make. So let's say we get the Zambrano in for 2, 3 million, 4 million, whatever it might be, but then we sign a more established DM who can come in straight away and fill that Caicedo gap. Because I think, we can't rely on another sort of prospect or someone who needs a year to merge in and maybe go on loan for a year and all that kind of stuff. I feel like we're taking one step forward and two steps back doing that all the time. And yeah, that's always been my frustration, is us always signing players for the future and not for the now, which I would love to see. So someone more established, maybe. I know, was it Locatelli's been linked as well?
And there's this other guy. So this guy, I can't. I'm trying to look at what page it is. I can't actually get it. It's just a screenshot. But it says the Albion have spoken to Inter Milan once again about Christian Aslani. De Zerbi is an admirer of the 21-year-old Albanian international midfielder. I don't think I've seen him play for Inter, so maybe he won't be like a instant impact either. Maybe one
ready-made one.
I don't think he'll be a first-team starter, but I mean, if De Zerbi likes him, maybe he will be.
100%. I think it's a perfect way to end this, really. It's like, I personally, from my point of view, I'm confident and I am so happy with our recruitment strategy and Tony Bloom and De Zerbi and Paul Barber, that I just trust them all to make the right decisions now. And I know it keeps happening, and I don't want us to be that club. I don't want us to be a Southampton, a selling club, and always selling our best players and, losing McAllister and Caicedo in the same window. Let's be real. Yeah, it's not good. It doesn't help us. It doesn't progress us. If anything, we're regressing in that sense. But just looking at the Dahoud signing, who's been brilliant since he's come in, I think I am confident that whoever we bring in will be good, and I do believe in that massively.
I mean, Dahoud and Gilmour to start against Luton is a good midfield.
I'm happy with that.
It's a very good midfield.
100%. It's just that gap of Caicedo missing, I think. You can't not replace him.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, yeah, cool, McAllister, Caicedo gone, Dahoud comes in. You need another.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the only concern I have. I agree with you completely. I have full faith in the club and trust in the club to get a good replacement, and no worry at all. But I'm worried about how will it affect our defence not having Caicedo in front of them, because he's obviously unbelievable. That is a hard person to replace. We might miss. There's a potential that we might miss with this replacement, because we've been doing so well recently. So that's in the back of my mind that we might do. But yeah, I've just got to have confidence, because we have done so well with our recruitment in recent years to replace McAllister and now hopefully Caicedo with whoever.
Well, look, Ben, it's been emotional. I think obviously we don't know where Caicedo is going to go yet. There's still nothing confirmed, so we'll definitely try and get another update. Hopefully, we can maybe do another quick sort of 10 minutes once it's confirmed, and we can just give our views and stuff like that. But yeah, until then, we'll see how it develops. We'll see whether he goes Liverpool, Chelsea.
Let's quickly do. Where do you reckon he'll end up? What do you reckon the scenario will be?
Okay, that's good. I like that. I think he'll go Chelsea. I think if he's dead set, if it's the reports are true about him wanting Chelsea, I think ultimately it's down to the player. He's not just going to go to Liverpool if he doesn't want to go. So unfortunately, I think he's going to end up at Chelsea for a lower fee. That obviously we agree with Liverpool, which is a big shame. But I would love for him to go to Liverpool.
But do we let? I know we've got to wrap up, but do we let him go if it's a lower fee, the fee that we don't want? That's the thing.
I think as long as it's over 100, I think he's going to go. Right. Yeah, I think the 100 million is the cap. As long as you get over 100 million. But I think Liverpool were only offered 111 because they wanted to beat Chelsea.
Got you.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, unfortunately, I think he's going to end up at Chelsea. As much as it's a shame. I think it was like 11 players and backroom staff that will make it. So Sanchez was 10, and that will make it 11 Chelsea signings from
just
Brighton.
To wrap up, how much money have they given us quickly? 1 second since last.
Oh yeah, I saw that tweet. I think I liked it actually. Let me go on my likes.
I think I've done it.
I've got it here. Here we go. Yeah, I've got it. It's a total of 389 million. That's all signings. 389 million.
Yeah, so including
Caicedo, Cucurella. Yeah, so Cucurella, White, Basuma, McAllister, Trossard, Burn, Mope, Sanchez, Caicedo, 389 million.
I'm saying, okay, so then from Chelsea since last summer, if Caicedo goes through, okay, so without Caicedo, Chelsea have given us 109 million for players and staff since last summer. So then on top of that, if Caicedo goes, that would be 209 million. That is ridiculous from one club.
Yeah. That's mental, isn't it? Well, lovely way to finish that, Ben. Absolute pleasure, and I hope everyone enjoyed that. And like I said, we'll try and get you another update once it's all confirmed, etc. But of course, we are playing Luton as well. The preview is out now, so make sure you go watch that. And of course, as per always, please do hit the like button. Or if you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, please do leave a review, give us 5 stars, all that good stuff. And of course, we appreciate everyone's support. And hopefully, this season is going to be huge. And we're going to get lots of good content for you guys going forward. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. And leave a review if you're listening on Spotify and Apple.
Peace.
Peace.